Hello, Despires here. I've got my Undertale AU, my DragonTale here. It's a Dragon Ball Z Undertale AU. I finished finally. Here's the reveal. Here it is. Dragon Ball Z and Undertale. Here we go. Here are the characters. So I have photos for each of them. Let me see if I can make it bigger. Here we go. 19 mistakes. Never mind. This is going to be King Kai. In my story, a lot of people say that Gaster's Sans and Papyrus' father, but in this one, he's not. Gaster is their brother, their older brother, and the two are younger. Which one's the older brother? I think Papyrus will be second, but who knows? Doesn't matter. They could have been born the same day. Who cares? They're not twins. That wouldn't make sense. Who cares? This is Comic. Like Comic Sans is their dad comic. He's Underfell Sans, but I just like how big he looks and how intimidating he is in this photo. So that's why I threw that up there. King Kai does not have a partner in the show, but I figured I may as well. Be really cool. This is a drawing of Gaster with his mom, Miranda. I really wish I could have found the freaking quotes for these photos. I have most of them here. Goku's Frisk, Prince Vegeta is Azrael, King Vegeta is King Asgore, Queen Veggie. We don't know Vegeta's mom's name. Queen Toriel. I just made a name up. Krillin is Sans. Tien is Papyrus. Most of these won't match. The story's gonna be kind of different. Chaozu is Monster Kid. So here it is, the right pick. He gets arms from Gaster. Right here are these metal arms. And then the suit left is a gift from Comic and Miranda. They have built with the help of a creature in the woods going by the name of Nakarat Jester. Master Roshi's Gerson. This is the photo of calligraphy from Imgur. Really nice photo. Looks like Roshi too. Bulma is Kara. Doesn't really match. I'll tell you why later. Why it's going to be different. Piccolo's Undyne. King Piccolo, Queen, and Undyne, Mother of Undyne. This photo is the best photo I've ever seen of an Undertale photo. It looks so damn good. Hockey this at SS2 did this. Pretty good. Give me one moment. Oh, September of last year he had? Freaking... Dang, that's nice. Yeah, no, that's her. That's Undyne. And Undyne. Kami, he's the wizard on the lookout. His name is gonna be Unkill. Yeah, it's stupid, I know. Just go with it. I thought it was really cool. I would have said Unkeel, but who cares. Wizard who created the 7 souls. So those are the Dragon Balls in this story. Crystal hearts colored red, yellow, blue, green, turquoise, orange, fuchsia. What? Why is that still spelled wrong? Just change the capital. Stop being annoying. When gathered, make the user's wish as long as one monster is killed to make the wish. This is Unkill. I really like how he looks. Ryoku Dragon Half on Tumblr did this one. I really like it. There's that thing in the star. It's them. Shenron is Photoshop Flowey. Summoned with the 7 souls and 1 monster soul are brought together. Flowey takes the monster soul as payment for the service rendered. Mr. Popo is Grillby, don't need to explain that. Gohan is Temmie. Used to run Tem's shop until the errands flex too hard fighting Frisk, who saves her. I love that. She trains with Undyne after Seder is defeated in the waterfall caverns of Undyne's home. Seder is Azriel's brother in this story. And this is her trained photo after she trains with Undyne. I really like it. She's got nice thighs though, let's be honest. Gosh dang. Thick thighs, baby. And that was Johto 556 on DeviantArt. Cedar, who's another character who's Kara's brother, who died in the... So, the Undyne come over to take over planet... Or Undine, sorry, Undine, that's the name of the race. Yeah, Undine come over to take planet Earth because they need the souls. Or they need the human determination to power their spaceships. Yeah, I explain it later. I can't remember exactly. Later comes back as Majin Cedar. I think I'm gonna say Cedar. Yeah. Let me put a pronunciation. Cedar. As Majin Cedar, who is summoned with a great Roxas card with the help of King and Lancer. That's such a strange name for frickin' Deltarune. Chi-Chi. Dogami and Dogarus are taking care of Temmie with Frisk being babysitter because Temmie loves Frisk's company after Frisk saved her from a pack of errands trying to flex her out of the Tem shop. I love that. But they end up flexing the whole store to pieces after fighting with Frisk and leaving her unscathed. I love that. Bardock is Frank. This is Frank. The guy and Gina, just nice looking girl, you know, whatever. That's her parents. It makes sense. Frina is the lady and Frank is the dude. Skip the rest. That was Quaitang on DeviantArt with this artwork right here. This one I wanted to use for Broly, but I didn't throw him in the story. I forgot about him, to be honest. I don't care. And there's Paragus right here. It was gonna be Gaster, but I threw it out. It's not here anymore. But these photos are from, if you want to know, this one is really good. This looks so damn good. This looks like it could be in a freaking show or something. I would watch that show. It looks so sophisticated. Louisa Brazon Art Station. That's this. Okay. So this is Azriel's brother Seder. Not Frisk. Not Frisk because... Why not Lol? Oh, right, because Goku is Raditz' brother. We're switching this around. That's why I put that. This is Caitlyn the G. Did this one on DeviantArt. Dr. Brief is Alphys. Nappa is Greater Dog. Frieza is Mettaton. I think Frieza the Mettaton is the coolest thing I wrote in this story. Second form Mettaton EX. This is Lord Dorian on 9742 on DeviantArt. Third form Mettaton Neo. Joseph Hobson, Art Station, there's that. Final form Mettaton Neutopia. This is so damn cool. I think this is the coolest thing. I really wish this photo goddamn didn't blur out. You can't see the full image. But here's it up close. It's so amazing. It's the coolest thing I've ever seen. Frieza Force Royal Advisor Bailey Blue, Naps the Blue. I kind of forgot about him in the story, so he's not in it, but that's okay. Zarbon, Braddy, Dodoria Caddy, Captain Ginyu is Burger Pants. I found these two images that I would use for what he looks like. This is Horror Tale over here. This one, the first one's Proxy on DeviantArt right here. This first one, and then the second one is Akiri Yumi on DeviantArt. The second one. Raccoon is Night Night. Jace is Whimsalot. Golda is Magic. Birder is Final Fraga, and Kui is Jerry. And then here I have, I'll just read it, Undines, damn it, I need to stop saying that. The race of fish monster people on the planet Undine, where they live in peace in underwater areas similar to Star Wars Episode 1 Gungans, except many do also live on the surface. Don't know why that got changed. As ambassadors to the race who want to explore the city, the planet is mostly water, but the land that makes it up is scattered about like islands in the ocean. The water is a dark blue and the sky is a light red with black clouds because the planet is very cold. And to do this, the core of the planet must facilitate a chemical in the atmosphere called undef. It gives the fish colder water and gives the rain clouds its black look, which rains red tears, which look like blood. The Undens are very happy their planet is very scary to look at. As visitors have killed several ambassadors trying to gain access to their underwater cities to gain the 7 Undinian souls that exist on their planet, just like Earth. I know there's not pauses, my bad. Except much larger, and the dragon that comes out is actually Glide. That's the secret boss you find when you dodge all the credits at the end of the game. The pacifist run. They're being worshipped. What? It would be there. I don't know why it decided to do that. That's stupid. They're being... Skip that. It's a possessive. I don't know why it's doing that. They're being they possess. They're being they worship and feed the. What? I just could get rid of that. That makes no sense. Except much larger, and the dragon that comes out is actually Glide. They worship it and feed the monster souls with those that come to the planet seeking to come to steal the souls. Wow, that's terrible. Android 16. These are later story ideas I have. Android 16 is Mew Mew programmed to kill Frisk and absorb their soul to become complete. Used to be a dummy, now turned an android. 17 is So Sorry, another secret boss. 18 is a robot who's known as Muffet. A robot, he used the body of the latest spider race wiped out during the takeover of their planet by the Sheeple, which is the Azrael people. And these are the towns. So we have Soden, we have Resort, we have Ruins, I spelled it differently. And Casa, which is home. Alright. So here's my story. The prologue. King Asgore and Queen Toriel on the planet Sheeple rule over the goat monsters in peace. Since the goat people have taken over the planet from the spiders, a new foe had to come to conquer it. Metaton, a new and upcoming star, needs planets for his new show, Planet Quest, where Metaton conquers planets and sells them off to the highest bidder. Funds are raised by Metaton's crazy shows. And the goat people have to help host him every time he has a show. Goat people are tired of working for Metaton and decide to make a stand. King Asgore leads an assault against Metaton and his forces. Hold on, let me look back at this for a second. Okay, it looks like I was trying to make it like an auction off. That's cool. But that's not what I was thinking, but whatever. General Satyr, Azrael's brother, leads the attack. Asgore is killed in battle, and the queen tries to protect Satyr, but is hit by a rogue blast from an unknown source. This is they find out in the that this was Metaton. Metaton decides that he's done with the planet and uses human eradication ray to destroy it. Satyr and Azrael escape in a burger squad pod. I love that. That was left over from the war. They are now off planet, still doing Metaton's busy work so they do not get killed. Metaton, not willing to kill them, offers them places in the high command of his royal army and a chance to lead assaults on new planets to conquer. They go along not knowing Metaton wants them to be a part of the stage shows. As a child, this is where we start the story. Young Frisk was raised by Frank and Frina. Unfortunately, she ran away. We do not know why, as no note was left with them and no belongings were taken. This human simply left her home. In search of whatever the human is looking to obtain, she come across older Temmie, Tracker. A Tem who helps them on their journey and gives them a place to stay. This is Tracker. It's actually the name of the artist, I think. Yeah, Tracker on for Affinity. Yeah. The fur creature keeps Frisk around because they become very violent if monsters attack during the new moon. Unfortunately, one night Frisk is carving a wooden totem for Tracker, who ends up being killed by the knife that Frisk goes enraged and stabs her with. We, the viewers, still can't understand Frisk's lust for blood. This lust sends Frisk away but calms down in the morning as the moon shifts. The only thing now left in Frisk's possession is a knife and a locket of a soul. It's the red one that the Tracker gave Frisk right before he died. With the locket and knife in hand, Frisk travels until they reach a road. At the road, there's a human speeding past on a bike that hits Frisk. They fall over. Kara gets up and screams at Frisk. "Why were you in the way? I was riding, man. Can't you see in front of you, you lazy butt?" Frisk replies either that they didn't see you coming, or "you should have watched where you were biking, dummy." To the first response, Kara says, "Well, then get glasses, freak." And the second, "Well, you should have moved aside, stinkface." I'm not gonna ever say that again. That sounded like what my bro... They stopped talking before they remembered their life before Alphys and being a slave to Queen Undyne and King Unkill. This moment in time was when they were still together. They needed to capture humans to bring them... Oh, right. I'm talking about the King and Queen. They needed to capture humans to bring them together so they could force them to work to find the souls. These souls had no radar. The only way to track them would be to have humans fight devastating battles to bring out their determination, which monsters have less of. The Undead are able to harness the determination through siphons attached to their spaceships, which they use to get to Earth. After siphoning the determination from the warring humans, the Undead would then begin to use the spaceship's onboard computer tracker or radar to track the souls. Only the determination of humans can make the machine's very complex radar work. Kara, still shaking this off because she remembers her brother dying in the fight with Unkill himself, said that they'll help Frisk find wherever they are going. They see the necklace around Frisk's neck and begin to ask how they got that. Frisk said that the tracker gave it to him just before they killed him. Kara mentions how hardcore that was and immediately apologized by the look on Frisk's face and the tears down their face. Frisk and Kara There we go. Frisk and Kara venture off to find the souls, but not before meeting Dr. Alphys in Hotton, where Kara lives. This lab is where the doctor works. There Frisk stays for a while. Alphys work. What does it want now? I'm gonna leave it alone. Works. There Frisk stays for a while. Alphys works on a way to find the souls, because they are not easy to track. Alphys decides that we'll need help of a hermit who lives deep in the caves of Mount Ebit, a large mountain residing just outside of Hotton. Alphys warns them not to fall off the mountain into it. The basin that cascades into a winding river will send you in a place that terrible creature lives. Undyne, the daughter of Unkill and Undyne, the monarchs of the Undead race. This hermit has a very special stone called the Spirit Jewel, capable of locating the souls needed to summon Photoshop Flowey to grant them their wish. Everyone only knows Photoshop Flowey as Flowey. No one has ever really seen his face except for the hermit and King Unkill, who used the flower's power long ago to become immortal and to proceed to kill Flowey so no one could wish against him. King Unkill did remake the souls, but that was only because Undyne was about to give birth and she was about to die. And there was nothing more precious to him than her life. Making the souls, he then forgets his life of evil and retreats to his spaceship, which now is rested at the top of a hill across from Mount Ibit. There he watches humanity as they are in peace and protects them as best as he can by sending his strongest fighters to defend Earth from incoming threats, because his child and mother is somewhere out there. Unfortunately, is something the king doesn't know. Undyne actually couldn't come back with the new souls. Something was wrong. Their wish wasn't able to be granted, but the consequence was delayed. The backfire happened sometime during Undyne's 16th birthday, the day she was supposed to leave Mount Ebott House in the Aquadrops cave. Oh, I did do that, didn't I? Change it later. Her mother collapsed and became ashes. Right in front of her. She knew now that every human must die, but she must gain enough determination by killing them and absorbing the energy through her mother's spaceship. Then she would siphon the determination into gold flower tea, capable of making her near unkillable. The surrounding towns, Snowden, Resort, Ruins, and Casa were all subject to the torture of this beast. She would kill all the humans who ventured this mountain for rumors of a soul inside that would grant them a wish. Now known as Undyne the Undying, she was actually a popular place for warriors seeking challenges to fight her. All of them lost, but none of them killed. All were fast enough to escape, except for one whose fractured soul was found by Metaton later and became a ghost advisor when his forces were looking for sheeple, the people of the planet. Okay, I mentioned him here. That's good. The planet Goat, Sheep, whatever those monsters are just Planet Goat. It's actually Planet Sheeple. I keep changing it. It's Planet Sheeple, whatever. Kara and Frisk go to obtain this jewel from Gerson in the caves. They meet little resistance, but the Turtle Man wants them to train for a new tournament coming up. Undyne will be there. This tournament is to decide the fate of the world. Undyne is looking to kill everyone there, but abilities and techniques from his special moveset called the Gaster Blaster. What? Wow, this sentence makes no sense. Gaster taught Sans and Papyrus how to fight. They gained abilities and techniques from a special moveset, so the Gaster Blaster. The movie taught to Sans, but Papyrus lacks the drive to want to hurt anyone. Oh no, I kicked Papyrus out of the story. No! I remember now. I left him on Earth. Ah. I'm sorry, Papyrus. I actually remember why, never mind. Lacks the drive to want to hurt anyone, but he persists in learning at least a finger beam and attack he called Serving Spaghetti, where he puts his hand in a circular shape and shoots energy beams, yellow colored and striped patterns like spaghetti. Gaster is Papyrus's and Sans brother after their parents were killed by Undyne after journeying into the mountains for the jewel that Gaster wanted. Gaster just wanted revenge on Undyne, so secretly he's been making cyborgs. These cyborgs are so sorry, Mad Mew and... or Mew Mew. It is Mad Mew, isn't it? And Muffet, monsters with robotic bodies, and a new creature, one hidden in the shadow but very much visible. It's Jevil. But in this timeline, he's a genetic creation of all the strongest fighters. Jevil is created after the tournament and during the arrival of Satyr and Azrael and Greater Dog, especially during the attack on Fish People's world by the Undynes on the planet Undyne by Metaton and his forces. So really we only see a glimpse of these beings in Gaster's lab, unable to truly know what they are. Frisk, Kara, Papyrus, Sans, and Monster K head to the tournament after much training. Undyne is there, and a strange competitor who's a mystery. He is under. Under the guise of Oni, he's a large red demon with muscly arms and black beard and hair. They look toward him, questioning this new fighter. Everyone, all of the fighters, are defeated, except for Frisk. And during the fight, Oni reveals himself to be Unkill, Undyne's father. Undyne's father tried to trap Undyne in a fishbowl. Why did you double fishbowl? Don't double fishbowl. Don't do it. It's bad. Only single. That when sealed with the paper Japanese scroll can keep the occupant. Strange. I'm looking at the side of my screen and it's graying out the text on the screen. It's very weird. You can keep the occupant stuck in it for as long as the scroll is attached. This doesn't work on Undyne. Almost losing, pulls out the trump card, turning into her undying form. This form is even more furious and brutal than her normal self. Frisk has no choice but to use the 7 souls to power up as well. The souls they found on their training, which Gershon said was important so anyone killed by Undyne could come back. No one knew the sacrifice to make the wish. Only Undyne and Unkill do. This has made Undyne very happy. She soundly rips the souls from Frisk after beating them with a pole. Summoning Photoshop Flower, she holds the soul of the human who hosted the tournament. She had killed with one of the spears she missed Frisk. Flower graciously accepts. The wish she makes is that she wants to be immortal, which not only makes her father mad, but the entire crowd as well. No one will be able to beat her, because she's near immortal. It doesn't say she was immortal, she could die. Just then her father rushes in the Make-A-Wish. Oh my god. Hold on, give me one sec. No one will be able to beat her. Just then, her father rushes in and makes the wish and brings her mother back. Undyne appears and gets Undyne to stop this needless violence. The human were in servitude long enough. Undyne stops her assault and hugs her mother, but not before shouting to Frisk this fight wasn't over and she'd be back to kick her booty. Those were her actual words. I did not put that. Years go by. Tem and Frisk are now living together with Dogami and Doggerissa, and they go to visit Gershon is not Gershon. Little do they expect if Sans arrives in the cave just in time. Satyr is approaching. His menacing stare haunts Tem. She hides behind Frisk. Satyr picks up Tem. He says that if 100 human souls are not brought to the plains near the city and between the 2 mountains, Tem will die. This is when Undyne shows up and says she's got a sense of Satyr's power. They will need her help, but she'll kick Frisk's booty later. Frisk agrees and they head to the clearing where Satyr is. In the burger pod is Tem. She is crying and Satyr can't get her to be quiet. Frisk and Undyne appear and the crying turns to shouts of excitement and joy. I don't sound boring, I hope not. Satyr laughs. He can't believe 2 weaklings would ever challenge the Sheeple, the strongest race of warriors in the galaxy. He then explains that Metaton, who they work for, took the remaining Sheeple and Greater Dog under his service and the head of the army. They believe a giant sun exploded in their galaxy, destroying all life on their planet. Satyr fights the 2. The fight drags on. Frisk using the remaining soul they found during the time after the tournament to try and gain an edge against Satyr, to no avail. Undyne says that after Satyr's most brutal star slammer cut off her arm, in which 50 of the strongest stars made of pure energy throw at their opponent, she can use her strongest attack, the Aspiring Spear, to defeat Satyr. The 2 were whispering and Satyr laughs. There's nothing you 2 weaklings can do, even amongst your strategies while whispering. You're finished. The first attack is launched but unsuccessful. Frisk tried to grab Satyr's tail from behind, but it doesn't work because Frisk let go. Fighting spears a spear that curls itself in a winding motion until almost a gel made of blue energy that pierces the opponent. The two are whispering, starting. First attack is locked and unsuccessful. First tries to grab Sator's tail from behind, but it doesn't work. His first lets go after hearing Sator's plea to leave and never come back. The second time, Frisk actually holds Sator in place and the attack is launched. Frisk is hit as well and the two warriors collapse. The Undyne laughs. I killed two birds with one stone. Ah, yes. Sans, Alphys, and Dogme and Dogress and Gerson arrive at the scene. In Sator's final moments with Undyne watching, tells them Greater Dog and Azrael, two more capable fighters, are arriving in 1 year from now. Excuse me, princess. Frisk is dying and Tim cries. Oh wow, this song just started playing. That's funny, dude. Let me see which one this is. I'll never know. Oh, Undertale, I thought so. Frisk is dying and Tim cries, but then Sans comforts her, saying that you can resurrect Frisk with the souls. Frisk then fades away and Undyne nods her head. Unkill uses his power of being the new guardian of the earth to save Frisk's soul and bring it back to Underlife, the place between life and death. Souls are judged. The judger, hand receptionist, the size of King Kong. Intimidating Frisk asks until Unkill while they're here. Unkill explains that he wants Frisk to be sent to Sans, Papyrus and Gaster's parents' home planet, the planet of Humorous, planet of the Bone People. They love stupid puns, of course. Sans is their son. Frisk makes the worst pun, and they are trained because they fight with the sheeple. Their fight. Frisk learns the Gaster Blaster and the Blue Bone attack. A special move, the Frozen Heart, will lock enemies in place and make them stuck to the ground while you power up with your now blue and yellow flashing left eye, which can use telekinesis to move the opponent as long as they are blue. If they unfreeze, you cannot move them, but the move can also work as a way to grab items if necessary. Meandra feeds Frisk while they train with Comic. The day has come to leave Comic and Mirandra home. When they do, Mirandra kisses Frisk on the cheek and Comic throws Frisk into the wall of the house, and Miranda yells at him to tell him he's got to fix that when Frisk leaves. He says fine and starts working on getting the materials for the house. They live on a large forest planet where it snows and it's dark, and the evergreens provide much wood and grow thick and dense. The snow covers the whole planet. It's about half the size of Earth, but the gravity is so light you can run anywhere faster and then flash, even fly. The downside to flying the planet is all forest, except it's hard to find anything except for the house they live in. Frisk makes it back to Earth, where Azrael and Greater Dog arrived. They fought with Sans Papyrus Monster Kid, who now has a robotic arm that Gaster made for them, Kara and Undyne, who now took a hardened warrior Temmie out to train for the last year in the Waterfall Caverns where she lives. Dopey dopey queryopey, bro. I like Aquadrops. Aquadrops Caverns, where she lives. They have a superbly hard time with Greater Dog, who can now talk and have voice pockets attached to him, courtesy of Mettaton Force scientists, Mettaton's army. First arrives to see Undyne sacrifice herself for Temmie, dead. Temmie went on a rampage and knocked Greater Dog into the mountain, and it explodes at the force of her blast from her Mega Sword, a weapon given to her by Undyne. A gift from her father, she was only to give it to her successor. Greater Dog gets up and tries to beat down Monster Kid, who then reveals a device in their arms that allows them to detach and wrap around the enemies and explode in a huge radius. Greater Dog, not fazed by this, then proceeds to kill Monster Kid, and Papyrus and Sans rush in to avenge them. Both of them are knocked aside, and Papyrus is struck clean. His head casts aside as the spear slides horizontally across his neck. Good thing he's a skeleton, or anyone outside of not hearing this would be terrified. So he's just a skull falling off, so it's no blood. It's still weird, but still. It's just like the genocide where his head's just gone. Sans cries out in anger, all of his friends dead. Kara managed to stay alive, so did Tem. Sans then released a barrage of blasts at Greater Dog, who was unfazed, and he thrust his spear at Sans. Luckily, Frisk, who is training on the gravity of planet Humorous, is now able to fly with ease. The logic is still astounding because Frisk It's astounding, Frisk, because it should be heavy gravity, not lower, that will allow you that ability, but they forgo the conclusion and check on Temmie and Kara. Yeah, I know these are raw non-sentences. Kara is unhurt and unwilling to even step in when this whole fight took place, remembering the war that killed her brother and saddened more wars coming. We learn her brother was Cedar. She tells Frisk this while sobbing in her arms. Frisk assures her they will be okay and goes to confront Azrael. Sans notices the look in Frisk's left eye glowing yellow and blue. He remembers his parents taught him that move. I wonder if he could meet them. Frisk tells Azrael they'd like to move the fight away to preserve the dead dust and bodies. The fight starts and Azrael notices the blue and yellow eye, Justin's. The aqua color of patience and the yellow of justice. Together to a special attack. Oh my god. The ultimate move passed down in the comic Sans family, so funny. He doesn't know that that's what the move is called, but he's certain Frisk is using it to its full advantage. After gaining a slight upper hand, Frisk uses freeze powers to keep Azrael in place. After this, he's thrown through many cliffs and hills until he comes back. After Frisk is done with him, he starts to get angry and turns into his Azrael Dreamer God of Hyperdeath form. He uses the form to charge the Hyper Gunner, which clashes with the first Gaster Blaster, which makes a huge explosion when colliding. Azrael gains advantage and then Frisk remembers a stronger version of the Gaster, the Mega Gaster, which should only be used as last resort because the user can injure themselves immensely with the amount of power coming out of them, draining their soul energy. Frisk does this and regains the lost ground in the beam struggle. Azrael is sent flying off into the distance. Getting angry, he uses the locket he has around his neck to disperse a rainbow-colored soul. The soul is the soul of a creature called the Legionis, a rainbow-colored dragon capable of getting the user total power. This turns the user into the... Why did it do this? This took me forever. Can we just... There we go. Sure, I don't really care where it's at. I'm used to freaking holding Control F every time I'm in Word. This is very strange. This turns the user into their original animal state. In this case, a goat with incredible size and power. He eats it and then becomes bada boom bing pow. I love this photo. It looks so good. Frisk can't compete with this kind of power and is beaten because they are worn down from the fight. Tim and Sans see this and run up to the raid. Tim ends up cutting off the goat's horns and Sans shoots the goat in the chest with the Gaster Blast. Don't know why I cut Kara out of this part, my bad. Frisk then gets up and throws a barrage of blue and white bones and uses telekinesis to keep knocking the bones back into the goat as they hit it. Azrael, annoyed, also at his limit, transforms back. The body can only handle so much of the monster transformation, so it goes back to normal. Now he uses a giant blast that sends exploding stars everywhere and sends everyone flying. Azrael goes for Tem and Sans is knocked out of the way trying to stop Azrael. Frisk is injured by the hit to them during the blast. Can't move and screams to run. Sans then uses his dodge moves and gets around Azrael, and stabbing him with a bone through the shoulder causes Azrael to just barely avoid it to the left where his heart would be. Azrael beaten takes the bone out. Sans is about to deliver the blow to his head with the Gaster, and Frisk stops him. They say that Azrael must be allowed to live. There's no way that Frisk can kill the only one able to give them a good fight, but Sans is annoyed. He says that this monster murdered our friends and must pay. Frisk then says, what about Satyr? We killed him. What good would it do if all the sheep were gone? Wait, did I even say if he died? No, we did. Right, Satyr. I got confused. I thought we were talking about greater dog. What good would it do if all the sheeple were gone? Then no one would be left to challenge Frisk. Sans reluctantly agrees. Azrael gets in the burger pot and laughs in their faces as he flies away. Sans goes to help Tem and Frisk. They recuperate. All of a sudden in the hospital, Grilby appears in a burst of flame which can't catch anything on fire. It's there to teleport him, not to destroy everything. He says Undin is letting... Oops, I have the wrong name. That's the name of the race. Unkill is letting borrow his spaceship. He has a lookout built above Mount Eva. It is... It's this kind of building. This is nuts, dude. This is so scary. Look at those dang wires. It's similar to the buildings on the surface of Undertale. Grillby also tells them on this planet there are other 7 souls because they were absorbed. Because were absorbed by Azrael when he used the Hypergunner move. Azrael not only used that energy for the attack, the power required was way too immense for his body to handle. The souls were also choosing Azrael as their savior, knowing that first would definitely let Azrael go and the universe left unsafe. They chose Azrael because at least under Mettaton's rule they'd be safe from total annihilation. Kara agrees to go with Grillby to the space station. Having lived with Alfie, she knows about technology. Alfie shows her many things. Including how flying machines and how to work them and repair them. Kara gets there and Grillby shows her how to fly the spaceship to Jupiter. She shouts in congratulatory manner and then heads back as fast as they came. Grillby says he can't join them even though he knows all the controls. They're in Undinian, the language of the unkilled people. Tem, Sans, and Kara get on the ship. First, still recovering from the fight with Azrael, stays in the hospital to recover. The ship takes off. It's 6 days to Undernet. First Lighter is given a magic beam. Given magic. What? What the? My gasser has worked out a way to travel between dimensions. He calls it a dimensional portal, or D-port for short. The D-port allows him to... I would freaking put just D-port. Allows him to go anywhere in the known universe. The only downside, if he's in there too long, he'll lose every sense of himself left. He won't know who he was, and neither would his body. He'd lose all physical mass and become a lost soul, being trapped between having a body and having a soul, and between the state, as it were. Between state. This is why it's good to read out loud. Gaster then has a drink he calls the snow elixir, made of the finest snows on the top of the mountains where snowing is. Not snowing. Soden, dude. I think it freaking fixed all of those. These mountains produce snow capable of healing all wounds, and many travelers go there but are stopped by the giant polar bear knight, who blocks the entrance into the forest at the top. Gaster can teleport, so he's fine. Frisk heads to Alfie's, who builds him a new ship, and then take off to Undernet. Sans and Temmie notice the presence of Mettaton's soul energy. Kara is determined to find them. Sans says no. If Azrael was tough, this guy was maximal, well, ultra hyper death hard. I should say hyper. Tim laughs because Sans made a stupid joke in Kara's eyes. The ship they came in gets found and destroyed by 2 meta guards. Not seeing the group, they ambush the 2 guards and turn them to dust instantly. The pair make their way to the first village, which is the entrance into the water surface, guarded by 2 Undines. They say that they have come for the souls to resurrect their dead friends. They are let into the city, and this elder grants them their soul because he sees their fine hearts. I think I meant to say kind hearts. Fine does not make sense. Then getting out of the city, they see Azrael's pod flying in the distance and they're following behind him. Sans curses Frisk for not killing Azrael when they had the chance. Kara says there's no time for that now, they hide. Azrael kills Jerry, who didn't realize in a short time Azrael is already more powerful than his being a loser attack would. I don't know what this is. I'm gonna get rid of it. Shaz? Wow. He shoots a large energy ball. He throws at Frisk or Azrael but misses. Then he shouts, "Hey, look, it's Mettaton." And Azrael turns around and Jerry throws so many energy blasts at him, covering him many explosions that erupt after all hitting him. After all of them hit him. Azrael's unfazed. Jerry begs for his life and says he'll team up with Azrael to beat Mettaton. He says no, and Azrael blasts Jerry away after throwing him up in the air with a point of his 2 fingers like a gun. A rainbow orb blast shoots from his fingers and erupts on contact, exploding and killing Jerry, leaving no piece behind. Azrael, feeling good, goes to find a soul in a village not too far. He kills all the residents and the village elder, who tells him he needs all 7. Azrael's happy and hides an orb in a cave near the village. After an easy kill of Caddy, who had chased Carr and Sans for attempt kicking him in the head. After the Mettaton army force was killing a village full of Undyne and their children, wagering with them. What? Oh, it is wagering, isn't it? They kill the children to get the location of the next soul because the radars in Brady's hand was destroyed by the elder who knew that's how they found souls. Before Caddy's death, she tells Azrael the Mettaton blew up the planet of Sheeple because he knew there's a force of Sheeple rising against him. And that they would be too powerful for free Mettaton to control. Azrael was not angry at this, but that Mettaton lied to them. He flies away to find Brady, who's been looking for him as well. Mettaton spotted a village that had their people killed and the soul had taken. He orders her to go find it and the one responsible. Brady finds Azrael smugly flying in the air. Brady, after killing 2 of her fellow teammates, ready to kill her as well. Brady laughs and says that he may have beaten them, but he's no match for her. Brady then, after a fight that proves rather tough for her, transforms. This form proves too tough for Azrael. He is monster crushed into the ground. I forgot to add that. My God. And here's Monster Crush, so it looks like this. Alright. I'm gonna sleep, I'm so tired. I'll do a part 2 later.